Korg Gadget has finally been updated to version 3, and the biggest new addition is AUv3 support, which means that you can use the gadget inside other iOS apps. So in this video we're going to be checking out some of the new features and see whether the Korg Gadget app for iOS and the plugin collection for Mac or PC are worth getting. But hey, if you already have Korg Gadget 2 on your iOS device, the update to version 3 is totally free, which is not the case on desktop, where version 2 owners have to pay $100. And for people using the desktop plugin collection, we now have VST3 support on Mac and PC, really a much needed update. Both the iOS and desktop versions get 2 new devices: the Santa Ana rhythm guitar machine and the Sydney loop sampler machine. However, on iOS, these new devices are in-app purchases, while on desktop, they are included. You don't need to purchase them separately, which totally makes sense because the desktop version is much more expensive, and that's why it includes all the gadgets. All 40 of them. But also, if you are a Maschine or Komplete Kontrol user, the desktop plugin collection is really cool because it's NKS compatible. So it's perfectly integrated inside the Maschine and Komplete Kontrol browser with the relevant tags, previews, and generally a very easy way to find the sound that you're looking for. Alright, so let's see what's new. And so we're in Beatmaker 3 now. All the gadgets are here ready to use. We can easily load one and play it. Now, one drawback here is that we have all the gadgets listed, even the ones we haven't purchased. For example, I don't have Kamata, and it lets me load it, but as you can see, it says plugin is not available. Please ensure it's purchased and restored inside Korg Gadget. Anyways, it is what it is, and obviously another drawback here is that if you don't actually see the GUI of the actual gadget, it's very hard to remember which one was which because they are all named after cities. So there are 2 new gadgets: the Santa Ana rhythm guitar machine and the Sydney loop sampler machine. I haven't purchased these on iOS yet because I bought the whole plugin collection for PC and Mac to use inside Ableton and Maschine. So on the iOS app, when you open any gadget, we have the effect section here and the play section, which are kind of redesigned, and the play section is new. We have the arpeggiator and a chord section, allowing us to easily create chord progressions. We also have an arpeggiator. So in the effects section, we have a bunch of new effects. We have an 8-band graphic EQ, a transient shaper, really cool for drums and any percussive sounds. Also, we have a pitch shifter. Basically real-time pitch shifting as an audio effect. Pretty cool, actually. So another cool effect is the auto pumper. Which is essentially a tremolo effect. It's like an LFO mapped to the volume. Oh, by the way, here's how this beat sounds. Now in this menu here, we have the new from genre select option, so we can create a new project from a template, and it creates and combines patterns for us. load, it tells us that we don't have all the gadgets that we've used. So if you haven't bought all the gadgets, you hit limitations like this. And this is why I actually went ahead and bought the full plugin collection for Mac and PC, because I might as well just get it. I use Ableton and Maschine much more than the iPad. And so the cool thing about having the Mac and PC plugin collection is that when you export your project, you can export it to an Ableton Live format, and you can export the project as audio, meaning that all the plugins will be bounced to audio, because if you don't have the plugins on the computer. However, if you do have them, you can export as VST or AU, meaning that you will basically have your project recreated as an Ableton Live project with each device running as a plugin in Ableton. So it's a pretty cool way to transition your sketches that you're making on the iPad to Ableton. So now we are in Live 12 on my Mac. There is something that I have never seen actually, and this is maybe new to Live 12 or just the Korg plugins, I have no idea, but on the Ableton library here you get all the Korg plugins as a separate category, so you don't need to search for them in the plugins category. They are all here in their own category. So this is a really nice way to integrate them in Ableton. However, again, we have the problem that all these cities, you need to remember which city was which plugin. So, because obviously when you're browsing on the iPad, you have a very good visual representation. It's a much easier way to remember which plugin you're looking for. But anyways, this Korg section here in the Ableton browser, I really like it. We don't have it in Live 11, only on Live 12. I have no idea why that is. Here is the Santa Ana gadget. This is basically just a guitar loop player, and you have a collection of 25 loops. I mean, at least you can harmonize them, so you can basically play polyphonically. Change the amp or cabinet. But still, it is very, very basic. So this is more of an addition that I would consider useful for the iPad version of the app. And the Sydney loop player sampler allows us to basically stretch loops to the tempo of our project. Again, this is something that we really don't need in Ableton. I'm just showing it on the desktop because I haven't purchased these plugins for the iPad. And so you can play different loops and synchronize them easily. Again, something that I wouldn't really use in Ableton. I'm mainly interested in the synths, so I think getting it on sale it's worth it. I don't think they will do a bigger discount than this. Now, the problem is that if you have Gadget 2 for the Mac and PC, you don't get the free upgrade as you do on iOS. You need to pay $99 for this. So paying $99 for Santa Ana and Sydney, and for the VST3 compatibility, because VST3 is one of the new additions for the Korg Gadget collection on Mac and PC, I'm not sure this is a very good deal. But if you don't have Gadget and you buy the whole collection now for $149, I think this is a pretty solid deal, considering you get 40 gadgets with some really cool sounds. And obviously you also have Korg Gadget 3 for Mac, which is the full version with the actual DAW, but I don't really have any interest in using the DAW on the computer, as I would prefer to use them in Ableton or Maschine. And just to verify, here is Komplete Kontrol, and we have all the Gadget plugins available. With their previews, it's a great way to find the preset that you're looking for. And obviously we have the same thing in Maschine. We can filter by vendor. So when we go to the Korg section, we have all the gadgets available. Everything works great. You can browse from your Maschine Mark III, of course. So this is a really great collection to add to your machine. So alright, so here's the beat that I made using only Gadget in Ableton. I used Bilbao for a hip-hop drum kit. Gladstone for some percussion, Montreal for the electric piano, Dublin for this fat bass line, Phoenix for some classic brass sounds. Used some guitar from Santa Ana. Again, this is just a guitar loop player. This really isn't super cutting edge, but some of the loops are not bad. Used Glasgow for some bell sounds. I think these are the Triton sounds. So here's the whole beat. So Korg Gadget 3, a really cool collection. I highly recommend it. I don't have an affiliate link for it, but if you want to support the channel, you can check out my sample packs and my Ableton Live packs from the link down in the video description. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet, so you get more of these videos into your YouTube feed. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I will catch you later.